Hello and welcome to Tyler Is Groce, a podcast where a comedian asks his more successful friends about self-improvement so that he can beat them at life. That's what the podcast is. I've decided recently that is what this podcast really is going to be. I'm here in Barcelona right now, chilling. I'm sick. It's not COVID, I hope. I just tested it once. It's okay. Been chilling out here. Gonna be back in Texas soon. But yeah, that's what I decided while I was gone. That's what the podcast is. Because I have so many friends that are so good at what they do and they're so successful and I admire them so much. Even though I know deep in my heart I'm better. I'm just better than them. You know what I mean? So I'm figure why reinvent the wheel? Let's just talk to them about what makes them so great so I can steal their ideas and beat them at their own game. So that's what the podcast is going to be. Basically, I just want to talk about what people are up to. What are you doing? What are you doing to improve yourself to get better? That's all I really want to talk about ever. So that's what the podcast is going to be. With the comedic guys, or with the comedic framework of I'm better than you, motherfucker. So that's what it's going to be. This episode, I did not have that in mind. I just knew I wanted to talk about progress, self-improvement, just growth in general. So that's what we have with Neil Dorsey, my man Neil. He's an improviser. He's very funny in the Austin comedy scene. He's just the funniest motherfucker that you will ever meet, ever. So he's so great, and this is a really funny episode. It starts off the rails, like it's just we're going back and forth. We're all over the place, and eventually it kind of condenses down into something like really interesting and vulnerable and just two guys trying to figure it out, and that's what it really turns into. And I think it's a really good episode. So check it out. Please, I'm learning more about how YouTube and podcasts work. Like, subscribe, comment. These are all YouTube won't show me any love if you don't show me some love. And you know, I really appreciate everyone who has come. I got 27 subscribers. I want to get it to 100. So please just help a brother out, and then YouTube will help a brother out, and then all the love will just cycle into something great. So please like, subscribe. If you're on the podcast app, rate and review, all that stuff. It just helps with numbers. But yeah, listen to me and Neil. It's a funny episode. It's interesting. It's fun. Check it out.
Live streaming this, right?
Live stream. Hey.
So are we doing dicks out now or dicks out later?
Shit, man.
Two balls? Both?
Listen, this ain't zoomed in enough for
Full
your dick.
bush.
Ba-boom. Ba-boom. Ba-boom, little dick, Neil.
That's
little
my
dick,
whole
Neil.
claim to
Nee,
fame.
no dick, dick.
How am I on my levels? How are my levels?
I think, here, talk.
Do you
I set these up beforehand, so I think you should be good.
No, I mostly actually am just fucking around. Whoa, hey, you got tech down here.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's the whole setup.
No, I mostly
It's put underneath to be
I want to
discreet.
pretend like there's a production crew. I'm like, hey, Jim, can we up my levels? I'm just getting a little I'm getting a little feedback.
Yeah, so Neil, tell me about, hold on, I'm sorry. Oh, we can't talk, he said not to talk about that? Okay, not to talk about his mom? Not to, his mom? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Leave my mom out of this.
Oh, how did that do? Yeah, that probably clipped. What are you gonna do? What are you
Did
gonna
I
do?
break it?
You just might have clipped. Might have clipped a little bit.
My goal. So I have a couple goals. I've been thinking about this all day.
Oh my gosh!
And I
Tell
wanted
me.
to be your sweatiest guest.
It's really high, isn't it? I was happy you were coming because I don't keep the AC on in here normally, and I turned it on just for you, and it's still very hot. Right?
Are you for real though? Like you don't?
I mean, listen, man, we not all made of money like you are, dog.
Well, I mean, like
I splashed water on my face. I put an ice cube on my neck to cool down.
I am white, so you know I got AC money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm black, so you'd imagine we'd be used to the warmth. But I still don't like it.
Yeah.
And we're in Texas.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, you've talked about that. How you're more like you're a lighter skinned black person. Okay. So like. You've said it verbatim.
Carefully.
You said it. Your words, not mine. I'm
carefully.
not even black.
I most certainly have said that once or twice.
You said
and that was
it.
in confidence.
Yeah,
Neil.
yeah. Wait, man, we're dropping hot truths on the pod, baby.
Jason, could you cut out his audio?
Jason, don't you dare.
Jason, please cut out the
audio. Get your hand off my fucking knob, Jason. J-Bones. Jay.
You got it, man. I really got to turn your shit down. I literally yelled into this thing, and I was like, there's no way he's going to get that loud. There's no way he's going to get that loud.
Yeah, my goal is, so I had a couple goals.
Sweaty.
Because that's my like moniker. That's like the only thing I have on social media is that I'm Austin's sweatiest dilf / comedian.
Sweatiest dilf / comedian.
Neil Dorsey.
Neil Dorsey.
So I had to bring that. So
you
I'm
are
like,
a dilf, aren't you, bro? Okay, I'm gonna turn on the air some more. But no. That's
not a you though. Okay. I am sweaty though. Like that's just
you sweat.
How I am.
Why are you so sweaty? Well, how long you been sweaty?
I ran dude, come on, like my whole life.
You just slipped right out the womb. She was like, push. Oh, there you go. There he is.
Oopsie.
Is he crying? Nope, just sweating.
I said, hey, baby. Whoop.
Are you nervous for your first day of school? Nope, just sweating. Just sweaty boy.
That's just my body. No, I've been sweaty for a long time.
Yeah.
And like ever since I started like performing on stage, that's been like kind of my calling card. Not really.
I've known you for years now, which is funny to think. Look at us.
That is kind of weird. Yeah, that's strange.
But because I feel like I've known you for too long.
Yeah, I'm kind of sick of it. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done here.
Yeah, it's like I've known you for years, and it feels like less time, but that less time feels like too much time.
I agree.
Yeah, but I've known you for years. I've never been like, man, that boy sweats. Man, I mean, you leave it out on the field. You leave it on the stage.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and I'm sure that makes you sweaty. Yeah. But I never seen you and been like, man, you see that puddle? That's where Neil did the final button on that scene. Like I've never said that before.
Yeah, but okay, all right. But and honestly, I'm mostly speaking from Jess Von Schramm, J.
Oh, the great.
Yeah.
The great. The fine?
We call her Jizzy J. That's my pet name.
Jizzy J.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but she gives me a lot of shit for how sweaty I am.
Y'all are in that show right now, huh? Mm-hmm. So the Succession show.
Yeah. Improvised for the. When are you? How quickly are you cranking these out?
This is not going anywhere, man.
What? This is for me.
This is not going anywhere.
Are we live streaming?
Jason, could you check the schedule and get back to Neil?
J-Bones, hey, Jay, can you hear me? Oh, again, I haven't said my second goal yet, but my second goal is to make it like as unusable as possible. From like a technical standpoint, I'm gonna be like off camera. I'm gonna be like so white that it's throwing off your color balance.
Why would that be a goal?
And I'm gonna be so loud.
I had to learn how. I set the color balance just for you. I said, let me turn on the lights and turn and just basically put a blanket over the camera. That's how white you are. Just put a blanket over the whole thing. I was like, nah, not for Neil. Not for white ass Neil.
You did the right thing, man. You seriously, you like it's
you want no tea?
It's an incredible production. No, get that shit out of my face.
It's green. Mint.
It's green though. Water's not supposed to be green. You fucking monster. I'm just kidding.
Well, it's not water, it's tea.
I ran. So that's partly why I'm sweaty, because I ran earlier.
Okay.
I went on a run and.
You have a baby. You can't run.
I took the baby with.
Responsibilities, maybe.
Hey! Seriously, she's getting hot in the car. I should go.
Wait. How you run with a baby? Because you're the baby. You're the baby daddy.
So like, you ever seen like a Heisman Trophy when they got like the football? Like,
okay.
No, it's
respect. Respect.
Huge footballer, dude. Huge football fan.
Record time, honey. Ah! And you throw it down.
Yeah, you could only do that once, but we.
And then people get involved. People don't like that.
Yeah. But
I treat my baby more like a soccer ball.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very European.
Well, I've fucked a European girl. I got a half European baby.
And that's how it came out.
Russian too. Ooh.
But it was good though, right?
Yeah, they're still over there. They asked me to come here and I said.
You were like, you wanted to fuck her, but you waited till all this Ukraine stuff happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, I waited till this to be like, you know what, I'm ready for you to come over, girl. I'm finally ready. Bring our baby and come over. And then she was like, we're in war. And I was like, well,
Like when the mood strikes, the mood strikes.
It's like the Capulets and the Tootsies. What are the two groups in Romeo and Juliet? I know it's not. One of those was.
No, you got it. You
Okay.
nailed it. But I have a stroller.
Capulets and the Tootsies.
So to answer your question, we have like a bunch. We have too many threads going on. But to answer your question, 1 second. There we go. To answer your question, it's a stroller. You just have like a nice stroller.
Huh? But you run. And you really don't like me. You don't respect this, Jason. What can we? Who's next on deck?
J-Bones, Jason, do not
Jason,
answer that question.
who's next on deck?
J-Bones,
Nicki
don't
Minaj.
answer that question.
Tell Nicki Minaj
Do
she's
not
coming on early.
Answer the question. Tyler, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be usable this episode.
No.
But we were talking to Jay.
Jay.
Jay's my man. Shout out to Jason, J-Bones.
Jessica Von Stram.
Oh, yeah. No, Jessica. She makes fun of me because I'm sweaty. But, hey, so to go back, we are in that show. Well, that's why I was like, I asked when this is going to air.
We really are all over the place, aren't we?
It's fine. No one cares. No one's watching.
I mean, listen, you haven't seen these numbers.
Hey, I'm helping you.
You wouldn't believe how many digits.
Pretty good digis?
2 digits.
Okay.
I get 2-digit viewership.
Well, what you're doing is
low high ones, low twos.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, but you have like, you're in like single digit number of episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like,
I'm still this one.
you're making this for
yeah.
you. I mean, don't hear me out.
How dare you?
You're garbage, and this is garbage.
How dare you?
I'm kidding. No, but like, when you're
I'm
starting,
not even black. I don't know.
Say it, Jason. Save it. Roll it back. Save it. Double click. Yeah. Right click. Save as. Send.
To world.
He can do that. Jason. He's smart. He's just good with computers. You know.
This is probably coming out not next week, but the week after.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we'll still have shows. So let's back it up. All right. I am an improviser and comedian across town. Notice I separated those two because not all improvisers.
I mean, listen. Some people are very good improvisers, and when we need a punchline, they got nothing.
I agree.
Some people aren't good. Some people are funny. That's
agree.
okay.
Yeah. Yes.
But don't talk to me.
All right. I'm gonna take off.
No. You funny. Come on, you funny.
I thank you.
I'm surprised you're in the Succession show because it's an improvised show based on the
too.
TV show Succession. Let me host this bitch a little bit.
Yeah.
Based off the TV show Succession.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all are doing it at the Hideout Theaters on Saturdays at 8 p.m.
Boom.
And it's a really great show. If you're in Austin, everyone should go see it. And I'm surprised you're in it because you're a very funny performer. Very physical, very goofy. Succession, very cool, very rich, very like suave, debonair, very like handsome, good-looking people with lots of money and culture and value to society. And that's not really your niche.
It's not like my thing, is it?
Can you talk more about how you're a piece of shit?
I'm like a stinky poo-poo boy.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I didn't think I'd be in the show or should be. And it's honestly been pretty tough because I'm a fucking ding dong, and the show isn't like. So here's how my experience with the show has been so far, and I feel like
be honest and name names. Name who you don't like. Who's fucking up.
In the show?
Because Jess Von Stram's.
I just want to get real here for a second. Who's on the show? Who shouldn't be on the show?
It's gonna fuck up the focus.
Oh, no. It didn't adjust.
Yeah, if you stay there, it will move, mother.
Will it?
Yeah, I think. I don't know if it'll adjust back.
I think I'll just stay
Neil,
here.
I don't know how this camera works.
I'm gonna stop. Yeah, that's like all you talk about. I watched the beginning of like 3 episodes, and you're like, guys, I don't know how to use the camera.
I don't.
You're like episode after episode. Like, well, I still don't know how to use the equipment.
I'm like, man, it's like it's filming my chest, and you can just see my chin move. Hey, man.
Great chin, though. I mean, honestly.
That's why I titled the episode Chin.
Yes. Which is genius move.
Chin situation. That's what I called it. And then the Asian community got very upset. They got very upset because they thought, but I wasn't.
But it could.
I might. This one.
There you go. I would respect it.
But Jess Von Stram is she's running this Succession show, right?
Yeah.
It's her baby, and she got you, and because she likes you off stage, and so even though you weren't really or the right fit or even talented enough to be in the show.
Right.
She was like, yeah, let's get Neil on and give him a go.
Yeah. She was like, I'm kind of sick of it all. How can I take a show so bad that I can never show my face?
Yeah.
Show my face in the city again.
It looks focused.
Is it focused?
I don't know.
Did I ruin it?
I don't know. Here, let me check.
Get out of camera to look.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Looks
All right.
good. Looks good. Again, this thing is fucking May, man. Huge learning curve. Go on.
So
Stupid
my play style for improv is not my default play style for improv is not like what this show needs. So
No, it's not.
But
how would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, like, this show is pretty.
No, how would you describe your play style?
Oh, my play style is very physical, silly, cartoonish.
That's a big one. You're like, you'll be, they'll be like, I'm cheating on you, and you'll be like, what?
My dick literally flops out of my pants. No hands.
And it's like, it sounds like an anvil. Very cartoonish.
Yeah, and so I play like big faces, big voices, big characters.
Yeah. A lot of dopey voice.
Yeah, maximum silliness, and but like Succession, on the other hand, is like so that's what I remember. So like my whole experience with the show, like the first couple weeks of rehearsal, I was just like,
I can imagine.
Like I felt I was doing okay.
But, so you can't get on stage and just be like, hello.
I mean, I can't.
Father.
No, I can't do it. No.
Can I run the company? You can't just be like normal?
Dude, are you on the show? Dude, I should send it. I need to send an email.
Saturdays at 8. Jason, can you book that on my schedule? Thank you,
J-Bones? Yeah, clear schedule. I decided Tyler's in this. Well, of course, you really... Jess loves you.
Yeah.
You would be in the show if you still did improv.
Are you getting choked up?
No, I'm burping. I'm trying not to burp directly into you. You're going to have to sanitize this.
What if you're at a funeral and then you're like... and he's like, oh, sorry, I was just burping. I thought I was upset. I don't care about this bitch at all. I don't care at all. This stupid bitch.
I don't have any feelings for this person.
I don't care for this person whatsoever.
It's happened. It's really it does happen to me a lot.
So you're struggling.
Yeah, I was struggling at the beginning of rehearsal, but I did. You know what's funny? I've actually.
But you know what? I've been in enough rehearsals to know. I guarantee that's pretty normal to feel at the beginning. Number one, and number two, there were worse people than you struggling in more fundamental ways.
Yes.
So you were like, oh, how do I adjust my style for this thing? Yeah. And other people are like, like how do I do anything good on stage at all? So
I agree.
I think you're good. I think you're
no,
fine.
you're right. You're right. And well, and here's the thing. So I would say like maybe the rehearsal before or the rehearsal of our dress rehearsal, I feel like I hit my stride. Where and funny enough, like I kind of have a reputation in the cast for like excelling at the bullish like douchebag, like the asshole. You know what I mean?
Like a sort of like sailboat douchebag.
Yeah.
Like a yacht boy.
Yeah, kind of like a guy who owns a boat. Yeah.
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 Okay.
So like I had it in me all along, and
you just had to find one of your characters that can fit into this world.
Yeah. But I mean, truly, it's like
I believe it.
It took me a while to find the tone and the voice, but because actually, so to your point where you're like, whoa, well, can't you just like show up? Like, you mean to tell me, Neil, like you can't literally just show up and go, Father, give me the company? Like, yeah, I could do that. So here's the thing. At first, I like felt really constrained. I could feel all the tools in my tool belt were gone because usually someone would, exactly what you said, be like, you're not getting the company. I'd be like, oh, what? Like, yeah. I would do that. And then I realized, like, I can't do that.
I remember we were talking one time describing your comedic style.
Right.
And I was like, and it's so funny. I think you're so funny. And I was like, some people make like a perfect PB&J sandwich. They put peanut butter on one slice, jelly on the other slice, and they put them together ever so perfectly until it touches, and you take a bite, and it's like... delicious. And then you just went like, yeah, I'm more like peanut butter. And then you eat the whole thing and you're like, fucking there's jelly. Oh my god.
Yeah, I put my dick in the jelly jar and like, oh yeah.
And you fuck the bread.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and fuck sandwich.
Dude, you're taking all my... That's my set, dude. Yeah, you're right. That's right. And so I felt uncomfortable. Oh, but so here's how I calibrate. At first, I just like didn't really know what to do, so I wasn't contributing a lot.
Right.
Then I was like, okay, like I can say that, Father, give me the company. But like I mean, like that would be like my performance. I'm like, yes, I want the company.
Yeah.
Give me the reports. Like it was just, I was saying things that made sense in the world, but it was just rigid and like not compelling.
So
And then
where did you dig? How did you find that place in yourself where you were like the merging of Neil and Succession?
Then I remembered I'm a straight white man.
Well, that helps.
And I said, you got this, baby.
How is there any diversity in this show?
What, like the actual HBO show Succession?
No, I've seen that, and I can understand how there's no diversity there. But in this show, because Hideout cares about casting diverse shows, and it's like, you know, Father, black girl, you know, like, what are you doing here?
We're breaking some rules. Got a suspension of belief as the audience. You're joking. That's exactly what we're doing. Like,
I'm sure you're just like,
we have some people of color in the cast.
Yeah.
And
colored people, as you call them.
Yeah, them coloreds.
Oh boy, you really jumped for it.
That's just how I talk.
You're from a different time.
Yeah.
You're from a different time.
I might not look it. I know this camera's pretty shitty and you don't know how to use it, but I'm 87. So
yeah.
That's another thing.
Sexiest DILF, sweatiest DILF.
Yeah. Which
racist DILF.
Most racist DILF. I'm Austin's most racist DILF, and I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah,
but
I'm happy for you.
We have some people of color in the cast that like when we set up the family, because the only like it's all improvised, but we do have set up ahead of time is a head of family and the 3 adult children that are like in it, so to kind of emulate the show. We don't really like factor that in, like, so like we can have people where clearly you can see us and we're like not of the same family, but like we just are, so we just accept that in the world.
Yeah, I've done improv before. You're explaining to me how improv works.
So it's like, so we're making it up.
It's like, okay, so y'all are on the beach. Okay, go. Hey, brother, can you pass me the beach ball? Pause. Y'all are not brothers. Y'all are clearly not related.
Okay.
Y'all just met in this class.
And you need to stop it. You need to put stop to it right now.
Stop it.
You need to tell them.
Go back and fix it.
Thank you. And a lot of people don't get that about improv.
Yeah. Hey, uncle. Pause. You are the same age.
Wrong.
How could you be uncles?
Wrong.
How could you be uncle, nephew?
Idiot.
Same age.
Stupid. Next.
That's how I failed 101. That's what
you weren't very strong.
I kept being like, I'm a birthday candle, and they're like, no, you're not.
You're like,
no,
all right. Well, yeah, and you don't learn. So I get that.
So it's going well.
Yeah, so I feel like I found my stride. Oh, yeah, and so I finally hit the stride where like people.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, people are like, hey, dude, you're an asshole.
How long have you been doing improv?
Since 2014. Damn. You were like just ahead of me at like 2013.
No, I started in 2015. Whose phone is that?
What?
Did you mute your phone?
Was that?
Did
no,
you
that can't
mute
be me.
your phone?
Was that me?
Did I mute my phone?
That my phone has never made that
Hold
sound
on.
in its life. You fucking.
Hold on, it's my girl. Hold on.
You.
Mommy.
Mommy. Mommy.
Was my mom though? She texted.
Did she really? What does she want?
Let's see.
What do your parents think of you? Do they like you?
I don't know what they think. I think they like me. I think they're proud of us, both me and my brother. I think they're happy that we're doing what we want to be doing, both of us. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm doing this, and my brother's in Spain, just living there and being a Spanish man. And
cool.
But you know, do they think I'm gonna make it? I'm sure they're like, thank God he's got a degree. Thank God he's got something to fall back on.
Yeah.
They're like, they've never told me not to do this, but they're like, but I can tell they're like, hey, you're funny up there. How's that marketing degree go? They're not
gonna say.
But my mom, this is what she'll do. She'll say things like, ooh, I saw like she'll like Issa Rae on fucking Jimmy Fallon. She's like, ooh, I saw Issa Rae. She has that show Insecure. Ooh, you'd be great on there. Oh my God. Ooh, one day when I see you on Jimmy Fallon, ooh, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute though.
And
That's
she's
good.
cooking grits. Ooh, baby.
Well, of course.
Ooh, baby, when I see you on Jimmy Fallon, baby,
Yeah.
ooh, it's going to be great. You probably going to take Jimmy. They're probably going to give you Jimmy Fallon job.
Tyler, get out of my mind. I mean, this is exactly what I think about your family a lot. And this
Ever
is
since your daddy ran out on us, you were my only hope. And I'm like,
God.
Mom, our dad's just right. My dad's right over there. Y'all still together?
No,
Ooh,
no,
ever since.
yeah.
I've been crying every day waiting for him to come on back.
This is definitely what's going up in the old noodle.
Hold on, let me go out in the fields and get some wheat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we have a wheat field.
Wow.
Well, we don't own it.
That's
of
so
course.
cool. That's like so old school. You
work
got.
We don't own it, of course. That'd be ridiculous.
No.
What do your parents think of you? Have your parents met your baby? This is a funny question.
No. We don't.
Because you have a 1-year-old baby.
Yeah. For
But
those that don't know, I got a 1-year-old. Shout out to Elizabeth, Lil E.
Jason, if we could put the picture of Elizabeth right here, please.
Yep,
Thank
right
you very
here.
much. Thank you very much.
Lizzo was also what we call her.
Yeah, you call her Lizzo sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that.
Do you say, you 100% that bitch?
Yeah.
You 100% that bitch?
Yeah. That's how I talk to
You know,
her.
here's the thing about you is you're the first father that I've met that has no regard for being a father. You know what I mean? Like, there's no sense of like dignity or or like I'm a father now. Like, you'll just do bits with your baby. I went over to your place the other day to get the XLR cable, the cable that I needed, and you open the door and you're like, here's the cable, also comes with the baby. And you just handed me the baby, and then you're like, bye. And you close the door, and I'm just holding your baby, and she's looking at me.
That was a hard day for her. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, stuck with you.
When I became her father?
Yeah. When you're.
And I was like, well, you going to learn how to edit.
You did great. Seriously.
Jason, if you could get Lizzo to move the lights a little bit better, thank you so much.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah. I don't care if it's burning her hands, Jason.
Okay, fine. Then you hold her head up if she can't, because someone's got to hold the head and...
Someone's got to hold everything, okay? Heads, lights. God. Sorry about that.
You'll just do bits with your baby.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck.
We did a bit.
You'll be like this bitch. Like, you don't care. You don't care.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's funny. I do care, but like also it's, you know, like I know how I feel. Like I take it seriously. I'm a good dad. Like it's you know, but I take that shit seriously and I do a good job. And like I'm gonna like so with someone like you, you understand bits, you understand comedy. You're fucking funny.
Thank you.
So like I'm gonna goof with you in that way. Like there's some people who, for a lot of reasons, I'm just not gonna like play. Well, that's it. You know, I've kind of thought about it this way, like. Comedians will play hard with each other. You know what I mean? I hate that phrase, but like when we're goofing around,
we're in the paint.
Yeah,
We'll go hard in the paint, brother.
It's like work hard, play hard. You know what I mean, my man?
It's like, listen, what they can't handle, we're gonna go there.
We're just like sick like that. You know what I mean, dude? Like we're just like I'm twisted. Okay.
You know, it's like, you know, the Simba Mufasa where the light doesn't hit. That's where we are.
That's like my brain, dude.
Fucking crazy, bro. Can't even imagine the things that are rocking up in this dome.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I know we're goofing, but like, I do feel that way because I have made social faux pas where like I try to joke with a normal person,
right?
The way I would joke with my
can't do it.
Comedy buddies,
Don't do
and
it.
they're kind of like, and I've lost some people where they just like.
You told me about one situation. Are there new ones?
Oh yeah. Well, I won't tell that one because it's too complicated. But I was at a wedding once, and it was like well enough into the reception where like we're all feeling pretty good. This open bar, we're like buzzed. And I was with a buddy and a person I had just met, and we were talking to this girl, and she, like, we were doing some, like, playful razzing.
Okay.
And so she, like...
Normal person playful razzing.
Yeah, normal person, like, playful razzing.
Nice shirt.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, you got me. Oh. Yeah. And,
like that.
And it eventually got to the point where she, like, this isn't exactly how it happened, but I'm getting the spirit of it right. But she essentially like gave me a zinger. I was like, fuck you.
Okay, you said this was at a wedding?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But at a reception where we're like pretty tipsy.
Okay, sure.
So I was like, we're warm. I didn't just meet her and open with that, but we're a little
So y'all
drunk.
did meet at the wedding.
We're a little drunk. I had just met this person, but we had been joking for a little while.
And this is how you met your wife.
And so we fucked.
And now I got this baby.
I'm stuck with a kid. Oops. No. Yeah. So I go, fuck you. Like intentionally, like I was trying to cut that tension where I'd be like, no, like seriously, this isn't funny. And she kind of stopped laughing and like looked at me. And then my buddy, who like, don't get me wrong, he's like a cool, we had met earlier in the week. Like I'm not going to explain it, but we were recently meeting as well. And like, he was like funny, but like, he's still like a tech bro kind of dude. Yeah. So like a little Manila as far as his personality is concerned. And like, so I kind of like, I essentially bombed like with this joke. Yeah. And then he was like,
he was there.
So like he stepped in and was like, oh, he does comedy. Like you get used to it, like he like tried to like save me. And I was like, fuck you. Yeah, no, then I had a genuine fuck you in my brain. Because I was like, he was like, no, like I'm a cool, normal guy. Like, he's a little weird, but like you get him. He grows on you. It's like, oh, Jesus. Like, I can't believe I'm in this situation.
So insulting. Like, that's so, it's just like, number one, like, so was he in the circle or did he like over here and he was like, I'll come
He was
save.
in the joke.
He was in the
He was doing it, but like I hit a little too hard and then he was like, he had a touch of like condescension of like, oh, Neil like doesn't know how to like interact with people because he's a comedian. Like it was like the undertone, and I was
listen, but it's also like, listen, we have senses of humor, and we're funny people, and that's what we like to do, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna be funny. And you know what it is? You know what that fuck you did? It ended the friendship that you could have had. Before you realized it needed to end. That's what it did. Because like if you would have hung out, what? Oh, wait, y'all would have. When you would have dropped a fuck you at some point, and she would have been like, and then you would have been like, oh no, well now I'm invested in this person, and I don't even like you because you don't get my sense of humor. It's sort of a shortcut. If I start doing a bit with someone and they can't even recognize the humor in it, they don't have to join in because doing the yes and thing is tough for someone who's not funny. But if they don't join, if they don't understand what's happening, it's like I was with my girl's friend the other day, and there's some guy in the scene and he's gay and his friend is gay and he's hot. The person I know is hot, and my girl's friend was like, oh yeah, he's hot, and I was like, yeah, but he's married. Right. And he's like, oh, I don't care. Like, what's his husband look like? The gays. And
classic.
You know the gays.
Classic gays.
You know the gays. The gays love it.
What a monolith. I mean,
and I love them.
They couldn't be more all the same.
I know. That's what I'm getting at. So
that's what I love about it.
So he was like, "Ooh, I don't care. What's he look like?" And I start scrolling through hot gay guy's Instagram feed. I'm scrolling, and I see a picture of hot gay guy with Gilbert Godfrey. And so I show that picture. I'm like, "Oh, hey, here's his husband." I was like, "Oh, I think this is his husband."
Yeah.
And the guy just looks at it and was like, "No, I don't think so." No,
that's so good.
No, I don't think so. And I'm just like, that's
like,
clearly
bitch.
Gilbert Godfrey. Clearly. And it was the like gone too soon. It was that first gone too soon. We miss you, Gilbert.
I'm sorry, Gilbert.
And then he's just like, I don't think that's his husband.
Like, no,
I think I've seen him.
Right.
I think I've seen him before. That's what he
You're
said.
like,
and
honey.
I'm like, dog.
You're like, well, because
I'm reaching out to you, and he dropped the ball, man. And he's a good guy, and we've hung out since. We'll hang out again. But like that moment, I was like, there's a limit.
Yeah, like, goddamn it.
There's a limit.
This could have been something.
It could have been.
They fucking blew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little worried it was gonna be like he was offended or something.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know how you, well, I was like, I'm trying to think like what expectations I should have on someone visually recognizing Gilbert Gottfried. Because
I mean, he's the voice of Iago.
I know, like, and so that people should know.
And he's also the face of Iago. Well, he's the face of the voice.
They CGI'd his head on a parrot.
No, he's the face of the voice of Iago.
Just imagine,
Is that his name, Iago?
It's either like Diego, Iago, or something like that. I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. Like everybody, if you go, oh, that guy, he's the voice of the parrot, and they go, oh yeah, like and they'd be able to do their like
Aladdin.
Yeah,
I can't do it. That sounds like he's like, kill me.
That
like
was before he died. Yeah, that was the last. That was what his last breath sounded like. Do we have that, J-Bones, Jason? Do we have that clip of Gilbert Gottfried's dying breath?
Hey man,
where he reenacted Aladdin.
Hey, you know the thing about Gilbert though?
Yeah,
I got nothing, man. I don't know nothing about this motherfucker. I don't know shit about him.
I heard his voice is fake. He like.
Every single comedian's voice is fake. You think Chris Rock is at home like, can you pass the peas? You really think he talks like that? Can somebody pass the peas in the house?
I just thought you all.
Is that not?
I just thought you people did that.
Wait.
I'm trying to bring it back to I'm racist.
I thought you
and black people.
This is the thing. I thought you were making that face because that was a bad Chris Rock impression.
No,
but you were actually
no.
like, it's a very good one, and I'm racist.
Yeah,
racist Dilf Neal. So
I want to give props to the voice while reinforcing my racism on the podcast.
Okay, so here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out. We're shifting. I'm trying to figure out what this podcast is about.
Oh, right,
And that's why I said, I was like, what's passion? I'm into growth. I'm into things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. What did that? Whenever I texted you that, what did that make you think of?
Oh my God.
Because that's what I've been talking about on the solo podcast. Is that this whole thing is this growing experience of me being like, I don't fucking know, man. Let me try to throw this together, throw that together. Let me see who I'm gonna be on the other side of this thing. I know you just had a baby. I know you just got in a shot. I don't know what the fuck's going on with you. So tell me, what does that mean to you?
Well, I'm gonna read it. Your text, because I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna answer your question. Because you were like, okay, the plan is to talk shit, fuck around, catch up, and I want to talk about passion eventually. So think about what you're passionate about. Blah 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 blah. That's it. Or growth. Wait, no. Then the last part, you talked about growth. And growth, like what growth means. Yeah, growth means. So, well, you know what? Okay, so
tell me.
Let's get real, I watched a bit. So, I clicked around through a couple of your episodes earlier.
Sure. Yeah, I noticed you didn't finish one.
Oh, of course not. No.
First 90 seconds, and you're like, I get it.
I gotta go. Ooh, gotta go. No, but what did you say? Oh, I don't know where this was. At some point, you said like, oh, like, you know what? Like, I'm doing this podcast. I'm figuring shit out. And again, you'd reiterated time and time again, you don't know how the equipment works. We get it. We get it, Tyler.
Okay,
Jesus.
Okay.
No,
it's called letting people in.
Inside, a little bit inside baseball.
A little bit inside Tyler.
Like you're, yeah, like, never mind. I was going to like.
You're going to make a crass sexual joke?
No, but here's the thing. You talked about, you're like, yeah, you know, like I'm going to do this podcast and like, but like, I'm just kind of ready to do it. And a part of that is just going to be like shitty. And a part of that is going to be like, I'm going to be shitty at this, or I'm going to feel silly, or like, I'm going to be whatever. And that's fine. Like, I'm just ready to do that. Like,
yeah,
because I'm up in my game. I'm like growing, and that's like part of the journey, whatever. And that was basically like a little snippet of like, yep, like I feel similar for myself.
Yeah.
And like my,
you've been texting me a little bit about that. Go on.
There you go. Like in my comedy journey. So like, so here's the quick recap. I feel like you'll know some of this, obviously, but like I'll, you know, for all the listeners out there. So like I moved to Austin in 2014, and then my wife Anna bought me improv classes pretty quick after I moved.
How quick did she regret it?
So immediately.
You came back like, and she's like, oh.
So, oh my God. So we're divorced. We wanted to have the kid first so we could like, use that, right? In the comedy. Cause like it comes from pain. Like not a lot of people know that. No, but like.
Moved here, Anna, 2014.
Yeah. So I started taking classes. And so like I had been hard railing exclusive, just doing improv basically until like 2018, 2019. Right. And then I started branching into sketch. Mm-hmm. Then the pandemic hit. Ooh, fucked us all up. Oh, and then and
this is just you.
Why are you talking? This is how I talk apparently. And then pandemic kind of like did some things to the old noodle, some perspective.
Oh, shit, like what?
And then I'm just giving you the skim, but then we're gonna go back.
Okay.
Then we had a kid, had little baby E mid pandemic. Oopsie. That's where I'd run into the camera and shake the camera. Go, my bad.
Did you want the baby?
Yeah, we wanted the baby.
Were you planned?
It was definitely planned. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now, what's funny? I'll just quick aside was like, we had always kind of planned on having a kid around that time frame, and we were like primo pandemic at this time,
right?
And we're like, should we be doing this? And I don't know. So we eventually said, fuck it, we're gonna go for it. But then we had a kid, and then like cut to now, I kind of have these new like priorities around comedy and like how I want to like live my life, spend my time.
Sure.
So to unpack that, like, I guess I'll just say like me looking back now, it's like I've always loved comedy. I've always had like these kind of like attitudes about greater society and like people behavior and like valuing like silliness and funniness like above, like not taking things too seriously. And
you're like a true comedian in the way that like that the only thing that matters is silliness and fun and funny and like everyone's like, I want to be this, and it's like, yeah, whatever, motherfucker. Like I'm like that's
yeah, but imagine, but just the Chris Rock voice though. That's me. Yeah. That's my inner.
Bang to bang to boom.
You got it. That's the inside of my brain. No, but
you just value a sense of humor and funny and you value that higher than anything else.
Yeah. Now I will put a caveat on that, like asterisk, because I would say like definitely college and even the first couple years of a young adult life, I would say that was definitely true. Now I'm becoming, I think, a little bit more of an actual human,
right?
In the way that like, because when I was younger, I used to just like at all costs like go for the jokes.
Yeah, of course.
And I would like, yeah. What do you?
What other way is there to be?
Yeah, I know you're telling me. Preach to the choir. So like
once you get to this end of this vulnerable thing you're doing, I'm gonna be like, ooh, I got a joke coming for ya.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah,
and you're gonna be like, oh, it hurt my feelings. I opened up so much.
I shouldn't have said those things. That's right. Quick aside was like, I definitely used to be like a pure, like a comedy and silliness, like purist. Okay. And that like, I would do the jokes and the bits at all costs. Like, so instead of getting to know someone, we would just like have a relationship that was just based on like bits, boop, 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 boop. And then it's like, oh, I don't know anything about you, like stuff like that. And then the flip side of that too is like I would have friends where a lot of our friendship was like really, gag heavy, and that's fine. We would get to know each other over time. But then like there was a lot of people, it would get in the way of getting to know them.
Right.
Either because I was too busy filling up airtime with gags, or I would like gag too hard at them and like say some offensive shit, and then they'd be like, Neil's a dick.
Like the whole fuck you thing from before.
Yeah. Imagine that interaction most of the time with some people.
Right.
Some people
right.
who just aren't ready for it. You know what I mean? I'm just like bidding hard.
No.
And with no regard for like where people are, who they are, and how I should be interacting with them. So again, I'm not condoning that old behavior. I think I got funny pretty quick because just zinging and back and forth.
Hey, I guess it was worth it. Hey, sorry I hurt your feelings, but I'm a fucking rock star.
So deal with it.
Because I've known people that are like this. still. Like I've known people where it's like we have been talking to each other for months. Or like I know my brother met some comic people that I know, and he met them, and he met a group of them, and he was like, all right, hey, some of them he's cool, she's cool. It's like, I hate this guy, and I'm like, him? He's great. He's so funny. And he's like, he's not a real person. And I'm like, that's the best part about him.
Oh, God, it's good.
He's so funny. Like I'll just go. Like I remember he was a guy I'd just be like, hey, how you doing, man? He'd be like, how you doing, son? And I'm like, pretty good. And then we're in it.
Yeah.
And it's just I would walk away. I'd laugh for 5 minutes and be like, he's a stranger. Like there was nothing. I knew nothing about him. And my brother, who's more of a normal person, he's weird in his own ways.
Yeah.
But like, hated it.
Yeah.
He's like I think if I was like, hey, there was a comedy party, you want to go? He'd be like, no. I've met enough of y'all. I don't want this shit. But that's the thing. So it's like as you keep going, it's like. As we've developed this talents, this funny, these senses of humor, it's like, what are we going to now do with this shit? Where is it going to go? It can't just be funny for funny's sake, because then you can't even connect with anybody. And my goal with this and with everything is like, how do I make a genuine connection with people and make it funny and interesting as well?
Yeah. I hear you. Well,
so where are you at with that? What happened during the pandy? You said a head trauma during the pandy?
I hit my head pretty hard.
A piano fell in your head? Is that what happened?
Yeah. I mean...
And your tongue rolled out of your mouth?
Yeah, like it rolled out. Anyway, just watch The Mask, and that's what happened.
Watch my autobiography, The Mask.
It's pretty underground indie film. No, so anyway, but like as I've become an adult, I'll get to the pandemic in a second, but I'll just say that like I've since grown up in the way that like, like I would say I understand a little bit better. Adult life doesn't need all bits all the time, right? And that might sound stupid to say out loud, but it's like, I actually had to learn that as an adult.
Where do you think the bits came from? Why did you need to do bits all the time?
Oh, I know 100%.
Yeah, okay,
I got two. There's two. The first answer is because I love them, because I'm a big comedy fan. But the second, this is the dark side of the coin, just like tons of nervous energy. Like big time anxiety.
Social anxiety.
Yeah. So like basically it's like, I have this deep need to be like liked or at least just like validated around in some way. And so comedy has been sort of like a defense / tool to like disarm people when I'm over, like things like that. Right. And so like if I'm like unsure, you're talking like years of, excuse me, gassy. You're talking. This is like years of like self.
Oh, sorry, that's a little gassy. That's my bad.
Other end. It can go both ways.
Yeah, it is.
But
I was at a funeral and I was like, oh God, sorry.
Oh, loud. I said that. That's involuntary.
And then you start cooking grits.
Yeah, you know me. Just a southern black boy. Okay.
Yeah.
But like I've reflected over many years, and realized like, like a lot of my humor came from like with my friends. It's just natural and it's fun, right? When I'm meeting people, I would basically be like, I'm very anxious about like winning this person's approval instantly, and I will just spray and pray jokes at you till something hits. And then I'll feel better, and then we can connect, Like,
I mean, it's really just like, I'm sure it came early on, but it's like just the early ways that you get any sort of positive attention.
Yeah.
Any sort of, yes, good for you, go on. Like, that just becomes who you are.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I'm like nervous in a social situation and I fucking make a fart noise and then you get a laugh in first grade, you're like, I'm farting noise. Like, I'm just gonna,
you're like,
this
is who I am.
I'm gonna ride
now.
this shit out because this is working.
Yeah.
And then at some point you have to be like, it's work. It like everything, you bring on a thing so that it works, and at some point you have to put the thing down because it stops working because your situation changes. And it sounds like that's what happened in your 30s.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Fucking Christ. Get to it.
You gotta go, son. You gotta hurry up. So I've since like learned. Well, I've also stopped caring. I've give lots of less shits about what people think. I still do a lot of times, but in a lot of cases, I'm like, oh, like I'll be inclined to like, because I used to be in social situations where I would feel like they're going poorly. Like maybe it's like 3 or 4 people, and I'd be like, I have to save this.
Who told you that you had to do? I got it. Oh, don't worry, guys. I got it.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man? Don't worry. I'm doing mouth.
I got this.
I'm giving this conversation mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Yes.
That's
yes.
ridiculous. Who told you you had this burden on you?
Yeah, nobody did. But like, but that's you know what I mean. Like,
so you learned it somewhere.
I had this pressure to like hit homers every time with like every interaction, and then like, and don't get me wrong, like that pressure kind of like it would be bumpy, but I would eventually like land a joke, and then like I could like kind of manipulate the energy of like interactions and kind of like help facilitate like a good time, not only for myself but for everybody. I know this sounds like crazy narcissistic, and it is, but like,
no, I think it. I mean, for me, I mean, well, tell me if you relate to this, because I've noticed. I noticed recently that it was a thing, and then I also noticed that this is something I need to get over.
Yeah.
Which is, let's say you're at a party, talking to different kinds of people, not just comedians, and then you come to what I would call a boring person, just a genuinely boring, nothing good to say person. This is what I would do: is I would start talking to this boring person. I'd be like, "How are you? Good. How are you? Fine." I'd ask them questions.
Yeah.
Because that's a if you want to get a conversation going, ask them questions. I ask them questions, and if they just have nothing interesting to say, I start feeling weird.
Yeah.
I'll start getting anxious and insecure, and I'll feel like I'm bombing. And I'll be like, oh, fuck this. I'll be like, oh, my God, I'm so awkward right now. I feel so uncomfortable right now.
Yep.
And then I would be like, I hate parties. I'm not good at parties. I'm bad at parties.
Yep.
And then what it really is I'm like, oh, no, this person fucking sucks. I'm great. This person sucks.
Yeah.
Why am I feeling bad that I'm asking all these questions, I'm being inquisitive, and they have nothing to say and nothing to offer?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, fuck you, man. I like parties. I just don't like yo bitch ass Monica.
Yeah, fuck you. That's what.
Some girl named Monica. She's the first one who did it to me. Monica. Yeah. But it's like, it's just like, it's like that's what it is for me. So does that relate? Is that where it comes from?
Yeah.
Like just like if it's not going well,
I internalize as me.
Right.
Like
it's your problem. I mean, because that's
I mean, I think that's a part of it. And there's like different
is
shades.
Is that everyone?
And
Is that just like us?
I mean, it's everybody to an extent. I think we're more sensitive to it, like comedians or whatever. But this is the other part. I think I've had some realizations. Like I'm about to throw money at this to like get to the bottom of it, but like something's not right up in the old pasta noodle. You know what I mean? Like whether it's like ADD or some weird like internalized patterns of like anxiety, or I've got like daddy issues or something. I know I carry.
Those are 3 different things.
Well, yeah.
Those are 3 very different.
Well, I'm just saying, who knows?
Either I got a chemical imbalance or my dad hit me. I don't know. I can't keep up.
We don't know. There's no way to tell.
It's like, did your dad hit you? How could I possibly know that without going to a doctor?
Thank you. Yeah. No. But like, but so anyway, so I have a number I'm supposed to call. I'm gonna do like a psych.
Is it 911?
Yeah. Well, no, but I can't remember. How do you remember those numbers, dude? Like,
I got a mnemonic device.
Hell yeah.
There's 9 planets.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1 me.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1 you, girl.
Are we about to fuck?
That's why if I call 911 and it's a male operator, I'm like, trying again. I'm gonna try again.
And then they call you back, sir.
I'm like, oh, will you stop it?
God damn it, Hank.
I'm waiting for these hoes.
Oh, sorry, bro. They get it. They usually get it once I say that.
They're like, dog, shit. This is an emergency.
Tyler, this is an emergency. They know you. They know, man.
They know.
They know. But
okay, so what do you think it is? What happened during COVID that made you realize that you are mentally unstable?
So I've been and by the way, like I feel like, so Pete Davidson one time, I can't remember it started there.
Why don't you go to Pete Davidson for advice?
No. Well, I'm just going to bring up the analogy. Like, I feel like whatever I'm going through is real, and I want to, like, just level set with you that, like, you know, at some point, I'm making a pop culture reference. At some point, I don't fucking know sports. At some point, some basketball player who is quite famous, and I can't tell you their name, came out in an interview saying, like, yeah, like, I get socially anxious sometimes, you know, and everyone was like, "Oh, mental health."
I can't clap because I'm holding the mic, but I'm trying to clap.
Now, I think that's important. I think that's great, but like, yeah, like some of the media reaction was like a bit disproportional for the praise, you know, like because it's like, all right, pal, like, I don't want to minimize. I don't know a lot about the situation, so but
I feel weird when I'm around new people. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Check, please.
I'm trying my best. I take it one day at a time.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow. So brave. So brave.
Yeah.
But so anyway,
yeah.
Pete Davidson, I saw an interview with him where he's reacting to that news where he's just like, "Why hey, listen, you're a professional athlete. I'm the professional athlete of mental illness. So why don't you have a seat, pal?" Okay. You know, like so. Anyway, I'm trying to level set with, like, I think I want to both take what I'm feeling seriously, but also level set that, like, I don't know, like, I don't have some fucked up, like, traumatic past, but I do, like, react poorly to some things regularly,
but
you know?
I think ultimately at the end of the day, it's like, because I be meditating and shit, you know? I just be up in that bitch meditating and
I've
shit.
seen your sketch. I know
like,
how you meditate.
Which one? Oh, that one. Yeah, that one, yeah.
I saw your face in real time go, which? Okay.
yeah, that one. You can see that one.
It's good. Guys, I need to... Well, Tyler...
Jason, hey, put a link in the queue to that, Jason.
Yeah, J-Bones? Yeah. Jizzy J, put it. Yep,
but, yeah, so I'll be meditating. And when you look at yourself meditating and shit, all you are is, like, whatever your past is, the way you responded to that, and your patterns that you've developed, and the way your physical body reacts to stimuli, and how your mind is used to reacting to it. And that's boiled down, that's what everyone is. We're all the fucking same. It's just you got different inputs when you were a baby, and then there's different outputs. But the whole mechanism, input output, is the same. So no matter if you just, you know, your dad worked too much, or your fucking mom beat you or some shit, whatever the input is, whatever the output is, that you still gotta know that. You gotta spend your life understanding what you are and who you are and how it works. So even if it's a huge thing that everyone would cry if we heard the story, or if it's just whatever bullshit, stupid, dumb just, bullshit past you have, like
it's just trust fund, you know.
Like whatever it is, it's like okay, but even if it was a trust fund, it's like, yo, man, like, I always wanted to make myself somebody, but I can't because I got a trust fund. You know how hard that is?
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
it.
It's not actually hard, but it is something to deal with.
It's real. Well, you have to like,
It's not hard. It's real.
Yeah.
And real shit is real shit.
Yeah, I feel you. And like, and so like, I promise I'll get to the pandemic. Like, but just.
So me lean in.
Yeah, I just want to do
that's my meditation test.
And that is sexual? What is happening?
A little bit of both. A little bit of kalme, a little bit of kombucha.
It's just... Nice. But, so, long story short...
Yeah.
I've been slowly, like, coming to grips with, like, who I am, how I am, and then, like, trying to be more intentional about, like what you said, figuring that out. And part of what I'm doing right now is like all part of that. So like I'll give you like the cliff notes and we can go back. But like I had been on a steady decline of like hating my job for like years.
Yeah.
Like
what job is it? You tech or
so I used to do like I'll just say
software. Name the company. What's your boss's name?
I don't know. So truly, I actually don't know how like covert I should be about that. I will just say like I won't name the company. I'll just say that like I worked technical sales. So I have an engineering degree. I studied engineering in college, and I worked doing sales, like technical sales and account management for like an engineering tool company. So like they make tools that engineers use to like make shit. So like whatever the tool is, you know, like it's test equipment. So like
a saw.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like hammer and nails.
I
like a lot of glue.
I'm trying to imagine what pencils, papers.
Well,
you know the blue and blueprint? That was us.
Yeah. Pretty. I mean, bearing. But like, so imagine like anything like electronics, like anything from like missiles to medical equipment to like phones, designing phones. Engineers got to use like measurement equipment or test equipment to like understand, am I like building this board right? Am I designing it right? Is it behaving the way I expect? Can I automate the manufacturing process for like this board that's being made? Stuff like that. I don't want to get too into it because it's like,
I can see why you quit.
It fucking sucks. No. Hey, J-Bone, can we cut this? Can we cut his snoring? Edit this out. I'm gonna need a green screen right here where we put. Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome, Neil.
Fuck you.
I start all over.
Fuck you. So
I'm like when the computer forgot to save. So welcome, Neil. How's it going?
Oh my god, dude! If this wasn't saved, I know it's saving. I'm so sweaty.
That should be good.
I
lost shit last time.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm so sorry. That really sucks.
I think it was only like 14 minutes, but it was a shitty 14 minutes. So it worked.
Hey, congrats. So I did technical sales and account management for like 5-ish years.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm getting verklempt. No, and I've been hating it like a good chunk of that time.
What do you hate about? Did you hate the work? Did you hate was it like I imagine it was in like an office. Did you hate the office-y bullshit? Did you hate
a lot of office politics, big time.
Yeah.
And I as quick as I can say it, like the job itself, I can be good at, but naturally grates me in certain ways that it does great. There's friction. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I'm in a position every day where I can be great, I can be good, and I am. But I'm getting squeezed in ways that are just, you don't know you're going through it, but you're cycling through these high anxiety times, you know, and you think that's just life. That's just normal. And it's like, well, yeah. I mean, by the way, lots of people do this in way worse, unhealthier ways.
I mean, in a way, listen, I can't sleep at night because my body's just gotten accustomed to going and doing stand-up every night and getting that hit of adrenaline every single fucking night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think that's normal.
Yeah.
I don't think that's it's not as intense as this is, but it's like it's weird to get a hit of adrenaline at 10 p.m. every single night.
Yeah. Well, I know what you mean in this. But I'll say it this way, like, but you're chasing a reward that you know you want, and it's confirmed,
and that's
right?
that's the difference here.
Yeah,
You're the hit of adrenaline for me, regardless of I'm anxious, I'm feeling nervous, this and that. Am I good enough? At the end of it, it's something that I'm passionate about. But it's like this is just some bullshit.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like in a lot of ways, things were good and good to me, but at some point, and this is where I'll get the punchline is, I eventually got branded as like. And they do this shit like a company, like no, you know, I'll get worked up later, but I'm not here to be like worked up and pissed about it. But it's like
get worked.
Yeah, like fuck them, you know what I mean?
Hey, fuck Microsoft. Who was it? Home Depot with the nails and hammers. Hey, fuck your 2x4s.
Yeah, church, man, preach it.
Preach.
But like at the end of the day, people are people. Life is life. We're all like getting squeezed in weird ways.
Wait, what do they label you as?
Well, so I basically got labeled as like, you know, behind closed doors, like in management and upper management and all the chain. Like people basically like decide who are the golden boys and girls and who's like not that great. Right. And so I got thrown in like I basically got branded internally as like, oh, like he's not that great. Like he's fine, you know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like bitch boy or something. Like
not
it's just,
that bad.
Just like he's fine.
It depended on who you ask. It was either like.
But you're saying you were better than fine.
I was like, I was better than I got credit for sure.
Yeah.
And I would, and you know, you never know this stuff, but I essentially had kind of insight enough to say that like, people in power thought I was either like fine to like, no, he's bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and so my ceiling was already set. And then the other thing was like, I had like 6 managers in a year.
Yeah.
And the way that this shit works, like, I don't want to bore. It's, like, let's talk about office politics. I mean, oh my God. But like, the short version is like,
You had 6 managers because they kept passing you off because they didn't want you?
well, my manager kept getting like fired and shit. And I got passed around a little bit, and then also like my managers were like
Almost like a bitch boy. I'm just saying.
I'm not a bitch boy, Tyler. I'm not a bitch boy. Fuck you.
Call back. Fuck you. Call back.
Yeah. Well, so a little bit.
He's just a comedian.
Well, it depends
Get
on.
used to it.
It depends on. It depends on how you feel about it, but like that's like the dark worst way to take it, right? So I'll never know.
Is that your bitch boy?
Like when I would get worked up thinking about like how I would get like passed up for like a promotion or
Right.
like a raise or something, that's definitely in your brain, right? But some of it just has nothing to do with you. But the bottom line is like, you know, in a corporate setting, you're in this world of a bunch of business boys and a bunch of business girls, and they think like, yeah, like I'm a business boy. We're objective and everything's merit based. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, it fucking isn't.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
No,
it's not.
Well, cause like, I don't know, like there's been. And listen, I've never had a job. I mean, of course I've had jobs, but not one where I'm like getting emotionally invested in it. You know, basically I'm like, do you pay me? Am I getting the hours?
Right.
That's all I need. But comedy is the closest thing that I got to this, and it
Yeah.
definitely is a hierarchy in comedy, no matter
Yep.
where you go. And there is a thing where it's like, in comedy, there's lots of gatekeepers. There's as many gatekeepers as there are shows. There's as many gatekeepers as there are clubs, whatever you are. And if there is a club person who's like, yo, I know funny objectively in the similar way. Like, it's easier to see the subjectivity in that, but there is something like, sometimes when you see a motherfucker kill, you're like, he killed, she killed. They're just not what I think of when I think of great because we're all because like we're all in comedy. I feel like people think of comedy in archetypes. Like we think of who is your archetypal, who's the greats in your mind.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like Chappelle. So if I see a motherfucker that's like Chappelle, I'm like, that's me. I'm looking in the mirror. But like,
oh, hey, handsome.
I'm like, no. But if I see someone who's like similar to Chappelle or like a Louis or the people that I like,
Right.
I'm like, oh man, that writing is real. That is really great. But if I see someone who's like Maria Bamford, someone who I don't really care for that much, I'm like, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. And I feel like it's the same in business where it's like when they're thinking of a great whatever the fuck your job was, they have a certain kind of person in mind. Even like president, who looks presidential. Fuck who can do the job? Who can actually do the fucking job? But we don't care. We want someone who fits the archetype. You know, JFK was a great president. I want someone who reminds me of JFK. But that may not be the best person for the job. And I feel like this is the same situation where it's like we have a picture of who the best whatever the fuck you did was, and then you're in there making fart noises with your armpits. And they're like, maybe that's not the best choice.
I don't know what they didn't like about it though. You know what I mean? Like why? But why though? No. No, but
but why though?
No, but shit, just explain. But no, but like, but I think you nailed it on the head, dude. Like big time. Like that's a huge part. And so there's like a confluence of things. There were times when I was genuinely bad at my job. There was times when I was genuinely great at my job. That's normal. Nobody's like amazing all the time.
But it's like if they already got a mark against you.
Yes. Yep. And when they already have an archetype like in mind.
Yeah.
And then the other thing though too is, dude, like I told you about the 6 managers. Like I can almost pinpoint to you like people who are doing well now. Like they had a golden boy manager. And then that golden boy manager said, hey, you're like me and you're my golden boy.
It's as simple as that.
And then they send the golden boy up the, you know what I mean?
It's as simple as that. And I feel like in those situations, like, you just got to get out of there. I mean, I mean, either you sit there and hope, or either you sit there and your work becomes so good that they can't deny it, which it seems like, I don't know what your job was, but it seems like it's probably not possible. You know, I mean, you're a salesman.
Well, you know what's funny is like
so it's like, unless you sell the most forever all the time.
But you know, it's funny though, because we're like, I'm a business boy, numbers, objective. You know, it's like, fuck you. This is the most subjective thing in life because to your point, it's like you'd think like, oh yeah, if I fucking like if I put up the most money, like of everybody on my team or whatever, like this XYZ, like that number should be like a pretty clear indicator, like I'm crushing it. Like the year I quit, so spoiler alert, I quit. Like I'm not working right now.
Stay at home, daddy. I'm gonna take my girl on a run in a stroller.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did today. And
look in the stroller, she's not there. Uh-oh.
Wait, that's the end of the song? Oh my God, no.
Next track.
Where's this baby? Yeah, she's gone. We don't know. That's the end of the album. That's how we close out the album.
Now I'm looking for a new job and a new baby.
Yeah. Fucking my way. Fucking my way to it. I can't even.
I thought you were fucking my way downtown, walking fast.
I was trying to keep your jingle, and then I laughed because I was laughing, but also because it turned out.
Fucking my way downtown, fucking fast, fucking up in her asshole.
I love it. It's so good. I mean, that song, underrated. But yeah, dude, you nailed it. You got to leave. And I'm embarrassed to say, like, I probably stayed like 2 to 3 years too long. Like, because in my mind, like, this is part of what I think is fucked up with my brain. And like, I probably have like ADD on top of some other things with anxiety. It's like, it's common that like you can't quit things, you know? You won't let yourself quit. That I'm saying a lot at once, but like ADD has a. All right, I'm gonna head out, man. But like ADD expresses itself in a lot of specific ways,
sure.
And you can have any number of subset of those things. One thing that I've learned it can be is like you don't know when to quit, and I definitely feel that looking back at this job, because what had happened essentially was like, and by the way, I am complaining from such a hugely
sure
privileged position, kind of like what you're saying, like hard shit and real shit. It's real shit, but like I was like getting a corporate like.
I'm gonna title this episode "Boo Hoo" with Neil Dorsey.
Yeah, white man. Can you for us, by us, white
Jason,
man struggle?
Can you see if that's taken on YouTube already?
And go ahead and just make a website around that, Jason, if you don't mind.
Thank you so much.
Get that
Jason.
domain. Yeah, thank you.
Jason, give me a raise this year. Thanks, Jason.
Appreciate that. Wait, is he Jason? Are you white? What the fuck? I am out of here.
Jason Lee, I'm sorry.
You think you know someone? It's fucked up. Where again, this is unusable. This whole episode is unusable.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, it's.
You can't say that.
And it's good you don't have an audience because.
I mean,
you just said
listen.
ding-a-ling-a-ding-ding. I'm kidding.
Just a melody can get you canceled. Just a melody.
It's just woke culture.
Just a melody,
Sick
man.
of it.
What are you gonna do? What you gonna do?
But I don't remember what I was saying. You don't know when to quit.
You were saying you should have quit. What I will say is, but now you quit when? Right before COVID? Right during COVID?
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Wait. I want to finish my point on I'm a privileged bitch. Duh.
Bitch boy.
I'm a privileged bitch boy. I get it. This is how just the small handful of open mics I've gone to. A couple of them I've opened where I go, I am a straight white male.
It's pretty good.
They just hold until somebody laughs.
I hope you have more than that.
No, it's I go, ooh, sorry.
It's like and that's what I did for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
They never laughed.
Yeah. That's a great voice, brother.
They never laughed.
That sounds like Tim Robinson.
Who?
You know Tim Robinson?
No, that's Tim. Who's that?
That sounds like Tim the Toolman Taylor, if you ask me, dude. That's a classic Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Okay, listen, we're running out of time, and I want to get to your stuff.
So this is also a part of my problem. Like, I don't know how to get to the meat of things. Like, I can just like.
If you'd let me host a little bit, I could get you to the meat.
Have I been? Yeah. No. Probably.
No, I keep trying to be like, and then you said, and you're like, no. So then.
Shut up. So my
so
socks.
You got to understand. I come from money, you see, and I'm like, this is not helping your story. This is not helping your story at all.
No.
Okay,
it's bad.
so you're saying, so you quit. When did you quit?
So I quit my job November of 2021.
Oh, so you just quit.
Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah. So you quit. But here's the thing. Here's what I will say is that I feel like you do some shit for a long time that's not fulfilling you or satisfying you.
Yeah.
And once you make that change, though, that's only going to propel you into the next thing.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that's where you are? I mean, you're stay-at-home dad. You say you want to fucking do what are you trying to do now? Sketches or figure it out? You trying to rap? What are you trying to do?
Yeah. So I mostly like this is a big problem. I haven't really codified like what my goals are.
Okay.
I know like I want to express myself. Like I want to get to know myself. I want to express myself. I want to kind of like through silliness and absurdity, like both call out a lot of shit in society. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be like.
It's so funny because like I relate to all that, but I'm like I would never say that out loud. You know what I mean? I just want to like put my stamp on society.
You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? I'm just gonna end everything on. Does that make sense?
I agree, and I'm like, yeah, man, it's really embarrassing what we really want, but it's also how do you want to do that?
It's very embarrassing, yeah. But I'm gonna say it out loud. I'm not embarrassed. It's fine. Like, it's good. Like, I want to express myself so I can like, just so I can be with myself more and understand myself and operate better in the world. I can like operate. The more like sketches and jokes that I write, the more I feel like I understand myself or like the world and like I process feelings, you know?
Yeah.
I'm making this, then the last thing I'll say is like, and then I truly have a lot of like hard feelings about how life works, and that's coming from like a privileged as fuck.
What does that mean?
Male.
What do you mean hard feelings about how life works?
I fucking hate how I fucking hate phonies. I fucking hate fake shit. And you know what life is? 90% of life is like people being fucking fake. Like
I love the idea of like you microphone stadium 35,000 people and you're like, you know what I came here to say? I hate a phony baloney. Fuck them phony balonies, everybody.
No phony baloney.
They can eat my poo poo pee pee. Fuck a phony baloney.
Yeah.
And they're all like, we love it. I want a really McDealy. We are really McDealies.
Dude, you like took me there. I'm like, I'm living.
I mean, listen, man. I can paint a picture.
I hate, I really hate, like, I think, so this is kind of like I've been working on this. I've been thinking on this for a while, actually, because, like, I watched Lizzo's reality show.
Your daughter has a reality show?
Yeah, it's pretty good, dude. Shout out.
Nailed it.
Come back, baby. She has a reality show where she's like finding backup dancers. And Lizzo, I actually felt lukewarm about her until I watched that show. She's fucking
her music's
awesome,
good,
dude.
She seems cool.
Yes. And like, here's the thing, like, she like has a point of view, and like, she is a black woman, heavier set, who is like confident and charismatic as fuck, and like making really positive, kick-ass music, and like exuding that in the world. So like, she is just about like love for everybody, but certainly for like her type of people, like big girls who want to feel good about themselves and like have stuff. And like, that's just a thing that like didn't exist. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, she's clearly like she's out there with a perspective that hasn't been really like shown.
From a marketing perspective, you're like, listen, we've never seen this before. Niche, big black girl, positive attitude.
Listen, Tyler, I'm crunching the numbers. But
then also from like a real perspective of like, but also big black girl, fucking confident, trying to get that sort of person life out there. It's important. It works for the culture and it works for her. Seems genuine.
Well, I mean, like, the number side aside, like, there's something genuinely like incredible there, culturally awesome and relevant.
Listen, Lizzo, your numbers are up 260%. I'm sorry, that's 260 pounds. I'm so sorry.
We fucking got her, dude. We got her, dude.
All right, listen, man. It's just a numbers joke. It's okay, everybody. He said colored earlier. Remember that? We all forgot.
I'll say it again if it helps the pod. I'm here to protect Tyler. but so I've been thinking about me, and it's like, well, okay, straight white male, like dime a dozen, Jesus. I don't have it fully figured out, but I definitely know. I've been listening to Bob Odenkirk's book on tape. He put out a book recently, And the way he talked about comedy at the beginning was like,
It's called like comedy drama.
comedy drama.
That's
is
what it
the
is.
name of the book, something like that. I mean, it might be too many comedies, but he talked about like how radical Monty Python was for him because like it's silly as fuck, and it's kind of calling out like society being stupid. It's stupid because society's stupid,
Right.
but we don't think of it that way, and it's trying to like wake you up a little bit, right? And that sounds like pretentious or whatever. Like, there's a bit of high school angstiness towards like what I'm saying, but like I truly, I do get really mad at some shit, and I do like again like what I experienced at work, like feeling rejected and sort of like I'm not good.
Right.
I was feeling that for like years, even though I was still employed and like.
And I'm sure. You know, I've been watching this show, Couples Therapy. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
It's on Showtime. It's just a show about couples getting therapy. It's really great. And I've been watching it, and it's therapy. So they're always like, "Well, that's what happened in your childhood," and then they're like, "I'm repeating it now." Like that's every single episode is just. Hey, if you want to know what's wrong with you, you're just repeating old shit that's not working anymore.
Right,
and so I'm thinking probably that feeling that you had at work, you probably had that growing up, and then comedy was your way out, and then you can't be funny at work, so you're like, "Fuck, existential crisis, quit my job, have a baby." Figure out what I want to say in the world, and I feel like that's that's where I'm at as well. To relate to you, that's where I'm at as well too. In this place of like this last year for me has been very like, cause you know I was doing my Amsterdam thing. I came back year. I've just been sitting here. I've been sitting in this apartment by myself, dating this person, that person, doing comedy. Not really like. I'm just maintaining.
Yeah.
But personally, I've been like doing a lot of shit and reading and meditating and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's some
and
progress, right?
Yeah,
like,
and now I'm at this place where I'm like, I've developed this skill. What do I actually want to do with it? And that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, similar.
And it's you know like I also just listen to like, it's a lifelong journey. I just listened to Kendrick Lamar's album. I loved it. It was very personal. And part of it is like, yo, he needed all that time to make that album. To dig that deep and figure him out so well, to figure out his craft and who he is and to put it all together, you need that time. So part of me is very impatient when it comes to this shit. I'm like, yo, let me have it now. But then part of me is like, but you know what? It takes time to build a great whatever you want to build. So it's like, to relate, I want to do that as well. But to even figure out, to get funny takes forever. To figure out who you are and what you want to say takes forever.
Oh, man.
And all these competing things that it takes to do a thing that we would like to ideally do. Yeah, it takes a while. Stuff to do.
Dude, I hear big time. And I'll just like to finally answer your question. It's like, what do I want to do? It's like Asterix is like technically still figuring it out, but like at the end of the day, I'm having fun putting out these little 1 minute TikTok or 1 minute Instagram reel sketches.
Sure, yeah. You getting hits?
I mean, I don't really have a presence at all. Like I just, you know what I mean? In internet years, I'm like nothing, you know. It's going well.
I've been putting shit out. I'm shocked at how many views I get per thing I put out.
Is it good?
It's like 1,500.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, that's 1,500 more people that I'm shocked they're even paying attention.
Well, I'm trying to figure out the conversions, right? Because like, I'll give you an example. Like, I only have like 300 followers. Like that's nothing. I'm nobody.
On YouTube?
No, on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
I've decided to focus on Instagram. Whatever. Okay, that's been true for like a couple months, but like. I Googled enough to figure out a couple strategies for like hashtag and all this bullshit, which I didn't want to do, but you got to. Because I posted some decent stuff, but I just threw it into the void and was like, oh.
Yeah. I completely understand when you say, because it's like there's for me, and I'll let you finish, but for me it's like, but for me it's like. It's like for so long I was like, I'm an artist. I want to be an artist. I want to make this an artist thing. And then now I'm coming up to this point where I'm like, I have to bring in the other side of it. And now I'm in a place where I'm not reluctant about it. I'm like, okay, let me figure out how this actually works.
Dude.
I'm not reluctant. I'm like, and my girl, she's like into Jungian psychology, so she always talks about like the masculine and the feminine, and she's like, you've been in the feminine, creative, artistic place, and now you're trying to combine the masculine, ambitious, get it done, hard dick, and putting those together. That's where you're at. That's what you're trying to figure out right now. And I'm like, yeah, I spent the last 7 years doing comedy, rubbing that puss, and now I'm trying to get my dick hard with the business side of things.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Also, Jason, could you cut all of that, please?
Yeah, we're gonna have to delete this whole episode. I'm in a similar.
What if
boat.
a guy came out of my bedroom and was like, "We got it, Tyler"?
What the fuck? Yeah, I'd freak out. I'd shit and I'd leave. That shit right here.
Come on, white couch, man.
Well, shouldn't have put me here. We should have swapped. That's on you.
Well,
yeah. I agree with you completely. I feel in a similar boat. The thing that I'm but I was going to say, so for example, with like hits, like I have a video that has been doing okay. For me, it's good. You know what I mean? So like numbers wise, it's doing good. I hashtag the shit out of it and all this stuff. And this is what I'm thinking how the grind's going to work. Cause like I'm to the point where I'm actually like excited to put my ideas out there and post and like see how they do. And I've gotten better where like I think they're getting more solid. So like I'm interested to see what the grind's going to be like now that I can like put out once a week a good thing. So I'm going to post less but better, you know. Sure. But it's still going to be at like a 1 week cadence, you know. Yeah. And just try and build a following social media. That's like a goal of mine. And it's like Anna keeps asking me why, and it's like, well, I don't know. I'll feel validated. Like, but it's going to be an engine for developing skills and writing and talent.
I think a big thing for me when it comes to this podcast specifically, it's like, why am I doing this? Is something going to come out of this? I don't know, but I feel like this is what I've always said about every big moment in my life. I've always been like, whenever I went to Amsterdam or whenever I started doing comedy or whenever I just moved from college to Austin, was just like, there's a version of me on the other side of this that I want to know what that person's like. And it's like, I want to know what, after I do a podcast for however long, after I figure out how to do all this shit, I get all these new skills, develop these other things, there's a version of me on the other side of that, and I want to meet that person. And so I don't know what's going to come of it. I can't think about it that way because that'll drive you crazy. But
I love what you're saying.
I feel like if I keep the sort of like curiosity mixed with ambition, then something good can come out of that.
I feel the same way. And like my two bastions now are to really focus on and grow social media presence, kind of for validation, but also like I want to comment on what you said earlier about like the merging of things. Like you said, like, oh yeah, I'm an artist and all that stuff. I was going to cut you off to say,
pussies? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, your elegant turn phrase. Well, I was going to cut you off to say, like, yeah, you are, and you're a businessman though. Like, you're a business boy. Like, that's the two sides of the coin. Unfortunately. No, but truly, like, you are like Tyler Groce Incorporated, and like at some point, I mean, now obviously it's like tricky because we're in the artistic world, but like we need to know how to sell ourselves, and so first we better be good, which is what you talked about, right? But then second, we need to know how to sell ourselves and like effectively, and that part is like grossly underdeveloped for a lot of people. You are so fucking funny, so I'm really excited for you to figure out that other side.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I bet you're not far off. Now, the thing with me that I'm sad about is like I feel like my improv engine is so strong. I mean, obviously it has gaps, but like I feel like my improv engine is great. I've only recently started applying it. Like you were saying, like I'm funny, but like what do I do with it now? I'm like, I'm funny at improvising, but like, oh fuck, like I should probably like, there's no industry like in that. I don't even know what the future is like for improv. Like in a professional capacity?
I don't think there is. I mean, like
not in Austin. I mean, that's for sure. I mean,
obviously, but listen.
Great, dude. I'm gonna start my own theater, though, dude. We got him, dude. We fucking got him, dude. All right.
every Austin theater. Fuck you guys, man.
Yeah, all
Hey,
right.
and also, can I please? I need to do a set.
I just need some stage.
I just need a little bit of
stage
stage time. If I
you
can
don't
please,
mind.
you just help me out a little bit.
If that'd be cool, yeah, I demand 20 minutes. Okay.
But like, yeah, no. I mean, I feel like making a career out of improv is like. I mean, did you see a middle edition Schwartz?
I did, yeah.
That was great, wasn't it?
It was good. Yeah.
And oh, it was just good.
It's okay. No, I thought I had a fucking blast.
It was such a fun time, right? And I feel like that is something that you could do, but like you also have to get to the point.
They only can do that. You know why they can do that? Because they had a fucking TV career. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were on like two. I mean, Middle Ditch was the head of a very successful HBO show, and then Schwartz, he was on Parks
on Parks and Rec.
Also writer, also probably a podcast personality
Internet
as well.
famous. I mean, from College Humor or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like
and
that's why they can
writes
do
a
that.
fuck ton. I mean, he's like known in the industry. Like,
and and great, good for them.
Yeah.
But it's like hey Neil and Tyler, we're gonna do some yuck
Dude,
yucks.
it's
It's gonna be so fucking good.
What's something that happened to you today, huh? What happened?
Grocery store? All right, grocery store.
All right,
Okay,
with the
okay.
lights.
All right.
When I was wondering if we're gonna start shitting on improv, and I feel bad doing it, but it's like that's how I feel. When I look at a dude, so I'm gonna visit my brother in San Diego soon, and when I do, I'm trying to line up sets. So here's the three things I'm trying to do: social media presence. I'm trying to start dabbling in stand-up open mics.
Yeah.
But then I do actually want legitimate sets in the stand-up world as a comedy rap act. And so I have a couple songs that so far seem to be like killing pretty well. That
At shows.
Yeah, that I think are ready. Like I'm probably a good palate cleanser between like a stand-up act, for a show. So like that's going to be the three things I focus on. And then it's like to what end and why, I don't know yet, but I'm going to like develop. I want to just have a lot more IP.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's for me.
Sure.
But anyway, I bring this up to say I'm going to San Diego in a few weeks and I'm trying to book shows, which is not going well.
Stuff.
I got one booked, so that's cool.
It's pretty good.
But
How far out have you started trying to get shows?
it's like through probably 2.5 weeks from now.
And you're just starting to try?
I started Monday.
Typically, if you're going to usually like 3 months out is really what you need to look at. Yeah. I mean,
I knew I was.
that's for like LA and New York. San Diego, I don't know what that scene is like,
Yeah,
but like if
yeah.
you're going to LA or New York, it's like you should start hitting people up 3 months out.
See, this is
at
what a
least.
fucking rookie I am. But the thing is, I'm going to visit my brother for a lot of reasons. This is like I'm trying to add icing to the,
Sure,
to the
yeah.
cake, right? And so bottom line, you're confirming what I figured, but it's still building muscles and some material. I've got like pictures and stuff ready or whatever, right? But anyway, I bring it up to say a couple comedy clubs I thought were comedy clubs. They were actually improv theaters. And like I opened the website. We were just sitting on Improv. And so like when I open their websites, I'll just see pictures of the troops and like them on stage. And I'm like, oh, like
I mean, listen,
this is what I look like.
well, number one, it's like
it's corny as fuck, dude.
improv's always been corny, and that's what I
know.
like about it. And at its best, it can actually be something really interesting and cool.
Yeah.
But it is ultimately a corny art form. I mean, all these theaters, like, how do we get more black people in? Stop being so fucking corny. Maybe that would fucking help. You know what I mean?
You gotta be fucking cooler, dude.
It's like, I mean, for real. It's like, yo, with them shoes, you want me to learn from you? With them shoes, nigga? Come on, man.
Hey, your words, not mine, but I thought verbatim. I had the verbatim same thought.
Sure. But like, it's a corny art form. It can be cool, but at the end of the day, it's just like, it's fun. It's more fun than it is like, like it's more fun than it is like targeted and intentional
Like
and
a driven.
precise.
Yeah. I hear
And
you.
like whenever because if you tell a good stand-up joke and that shit hits, you're like, boom.
Like, I'm a fucking guy.
You're like, there's that, but everyone else is like impressive. With improv, it's like even if it's a great show, like you're never. There's a little bit of like.
Yeah.
Those were some silly boys up there. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of like there's something missing.
Well, that's the pro and the con, right? You're like
Yeah.
you're distributing you're softening the success and the failure in the group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's absorbed across the group, as opposed to like it's all on you or not.
Yeah.
And
it I feel like improv for me was always fun.
Yeah.
And then stand up was always like fulfilling. Like if I killed with stand up, I was like,
I feel I'm
and it's like it feels like I'm working towards something. And with improv, it's like I'm just having fun and getting better at having fun. Like it's just,
dude. I feel now. There's still some fulfillment with improv, but I have done enough of it now that that ratio is definitely changing. And now I'm like, dude, I gotta. For a lot of the reasons we talked about already, I gotta break into stand up. And so my strategy now is gonna be like, well, I hope people will fuck with me as like a comedy rap thing. I'll be an oddity and I'll just get in where I can because I'm too scared and definitely not good enough to do stand up yet.
Sure.
And then in the meantime, I'll do open mics to get better, right? Like, and that's that'll be it for a bit.
Sounds like we're exploring. We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
we're out here doing it. Thanks for thinking about that. I'm wrapping up. Thanks for thinking about that.
Well, you got somewhere to be?
Yeah, I gotta work in like fucking.
I forgot.
Yeah, I gotta work. I got 15 minutes.
We gotta like crash out of this.
No, I work in my room.
Oh, thank God, dude.
It's a short commute.
Oh, dude, good one, dude.
Nice.
You're fucking, dude. You're always like,
yeah. It just came to me.
Where do you come up with
this? It just came to me. It just came to me.
Dude, like the perfect example of like this joke is when Will Ferrell's character in The Other Guys buys the like federal bikini inspector, the FBI mug for Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
He explains why that's funny, and you're like, oh, I love you.
Well, I need to go watch it. But thanks for being on.
Yeah,
and thinking about the questions and the passion and growth. And this was the kind of conversation that I wanted. Silly and fun and interesting and engaging and hopefully good for other people.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get a lot of viewers.
Well, just post it to your 300 followers.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'll be
put it on your reels.
I think we're gonna get some big hits.
I think so.
If I post,
I'm gonna chop it. I'm gonna do like a salad. Chop it up, spin it around. I'm gonna put out.
I do not envy you, by the way. To like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to do a podcast someday.
You just
as well.
said talking about all the work is annoying and it's getting old, and I don't
think it's worth it, dude. If you're doing, no, I'm just saying like. God bless you for doing a podcast because I want to someday, but it's like to chop out the clips. Like you're gonna have to sift through all. This was a garbage interview, and you know that. And
I just listened through it once. I listened through them all once and just cut as I go along, and then be like, all right, maybe that one, maybe that one. And
That's
also,
good.
it's just like, it's still so early that it's like. No one really cares.
Yes.
It's like, I mean, it's like, if anything, it's more for the algorithm than anything. Speaking of, hey, like and subscribe for the algorithm.
Dude, totally doink that subscribe button.
Dude, because for real, I'm learning about how important algorithms are. Watch it the whole way through, even if you hate it.
Please.
Like, subscribe, help a brother out.
Join my mailing list, please.
Please, you got anything to plug or anything?
Well, there's American Brass at Hideout Theater, Improvised Succession, if you know the show from HBO, Saturdays at 8 p.m. in May and June. So see that shit. And then like I'm probably at Fallout all the time. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think. I'm gonna double check. You probably didn't expect me to like take this long because you also have to go.
No, you good.
This is boring as fuck. Let me just read my texts out loud to you. Do you mind if I read some texts?
Yeah. I am trying to wrap up, but yeah, go.
No, that's it. Saturdays, 8 p.m. Hideout Theater, American Brass. Get your tickets.
Check it out, y'all. This is Neil Dorsey. Thanks so much, Neil. It's my mom again. It's like they still want the fucking.
Dude, you gotta block that bitch.
Oh my God! Like, I will message you back.
I said the B word. I don't say it a lot.
Also, it's Friday. I could be working. Like they're just like, well, he should be. Anyway, listen. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate it.
The Floor is Lava. First Tuesday of every month. Fallout Theater, 8 p.m. Sketch comedy.
Not the Netflix show.
The Floor is Lava, not the Netflix show. Live sketch comedy. Fallout Theater, 8 p.m.
Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pee-pee. All right, go pee-pee.
You mind if I poop?
You mind if I pee-pee?